Welcome back to the channel, fellow journeymen and apprentices. Are you guys tired of grilling the same thing over and over, smoking the same things time after time? Well, guess what? We're tired of it, so we're going to change things up. Today, we're going to be doing these pork steaks on the Yoder pellet smoker. Stay tuned. Okay guys, so today's cook, we're going to be doing these pork steaks, and we're going to be doing these with some of my favorite rubs that I found lately. I really like this Q rub, the salt, pepper, garlic from Lillie's Q, and this has become a big fan favorite in my household amongst my family and friends. It's the Carolina Dirk barbecue rub, and I love these products because they are made in the USA, so I'm going to always support them no matter what. This is a binder that I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using their East North Carolina sauce, and we're going to be lightly brushing this on these pork steaks and putting our season on. So let's go ahead and get started here. We're going to slice these open. I got these from one of our local butcher shops, Integrity Meats, out of Churubusco, Indiana. Very reasonable price on these. I think each pack was like $4 a piece. And there's 2 steaks in each one. That's $2 a steak. Pretty darn reasonable. For those of you who are not familiar with a pork steak, all this is the Boston pork butt sliced. So it comes from the same cut that your pulled pork comes from. And we are going to be doing these somewhat low and slow today, but we're going to be finishing these off with a nice sear. Okay, so I'm going to pat these dry. I've got my paper towel down already. Okay, so let's go ahead and take these, lay these out on our cutting board here. And this time I put 2 gloves on. This is a neat little trick. Now I can grab all my spices with a clean set of gloves. I'm going to take my brush here, and I already have some of this sauce poured out. It's a vinegar base. It's really thin. And typically I would use a mustard here for a binder, but I want to keep these as authentic as possible to the roots of North Carolina, and in this case, Eastern North Carolina. We're just going to get a nice little shiny glaze on these. Okay, now we have one side coated. We're going to start off with the salt, pepper, garlic. When it comes to probably 90% of the stuff that I am grilling or smoking, I am putting this down as a first application. And you don't have to go real heavy on it. But I believe, in my opinion, that all barbecue should have some salt in it. And garlic. And obviously pepper, which is why we're using this. So, a nice little coating there. And we're going to go ahead and hit it with the Carolina Dirt Rub. I have found this seasoning to be just excellent on chicken, pork. I haven't had it on beef per se, but I love the flavor of it. You can catch some of my other videos. I did the chicken quarters with it, and I had a lot of compliments on that from people that tried that chicken that were curious what I had put on it, and it was literally this right here. So don't forget, if you want to access an easy link to this product, you can go into our video and access it through there. And you can see I am going quite liberal with this. Okay. We're going to let these set for approximately 15 to 20 minutes and let this seasoning really just kind of glaze into this meat and to where we can't see any more granules on it. In the meantime, we're going to go fire up the pit, and we're going to set it to a temperature of 180 degrees, and we're going to put these on low and slow, and then we're going to finish these off with a nice hot sear. So you guys stay tuned, and we'll see you at the pit. Alright guys, so we're back out of the pit. We've been preheating this Yoder YS640 at 180 degrees, we are smoking with our Royal Oak 100% charcoal hardwood pellets today. So big fan of those things, and I recommend them highly. We're gonna go ahead and put these on the top rack. Nice and gently here. I want these thinned out, so I'm going to scrunch them together a little bit. Should stay tight. And we are not going to touch these things for the next hour and a half. We're going to let these go at 180 degrees, get some smoke on them. We'll be back out to check on them, and we're going to crank the heat on this and get a nice sear on them. All right, guys, these have been rolling for about an hour at 180 degrees. So we're going to open up the lid. We're going to give these a quick temperature probe with our ThermoPro lightning temp stick here, and then we're going to give these a little bit of a base. Let's see. Oh yeah. 109. Very, very consistent. Basically just mopping this to make sure that these do not dry out on us. Trying not to brush away any of the rub, so we're just dabbing these. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and continue to let these go. We're going to check back in about a half hour and kind of see how these things are looking. One more little spot here. There we go. All right. All right, guys, so we are an hour and a half into this cook, and we're rolling right at 190 degrees. We have the bit set for 180, but it's not uncommon for these to fluctuate about 10 degrees or so. All right, so we're gonna finish these off a little bit differently here. I have some white lard here, some pork lard, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it in this cast iron, and we're gonna place this in the smoker. That's what these things are looking like an hour and a half in. I'm going to let this preheat down here on this bottom shelf, and here shortly we're going to pull these pork steaks off. We're going to crank the heat on this smoker to about 500 degrees, and we're going to give these pork steaks a quick sear on each side in that pork lard. Stick around. We're going to pull these real quick, put them on this pan. These are temping right at about 135 degrees internal temperature. While these are sitting here on this pan, we're going to go ahead and crank the smoker temperature up, and we want to get this lard piping hot here. We're going to go to 500 degrees, and we're going to let this come up, and then we're going to sear these in that lard. As our lard has came up to temperature, and we're going to go ahead and put these onto the cast iron. We're going to get a nice sear on both sides of these. Like so. Do two at a time here. Alright guys, these are probing right where we want them to, at that 190 degree mark. Things look absolutely awesome. We're going to pull these first two, and we're going to get the second two in there. Down for a nice sear also. Alright guys, so we ended up putting the other pan in just to keep those things hot, and we're going to pull these off the cast iron, and we're going to let these sit on here, and we're going to put these back in just for a few more moments. Alright guys, we're going to pull these off the pit here. We're going to take them inside, and we're going to slice these up and see how they turn out. Alright guys, so we finished our cook. Now is the real moment of truth. Let's go ahead and pick one of these. Get these things dripping. Nice and juicy. Let's go ahead and cut a section of this off. yeah. It's delicious. And let's give it a go. I am gonna try a piece without sauce. Oh, wow. Wow. Oh my. All right. That was so good. Now we're gonna try a little bit in this Lillie's Q ENC vinegar sauce. I'll put this up against anyone's pork steak. This recipe, the method we used, low and slow. Then we went to a nice hot sear in a cast iron pan with pig lard. And what I like about this sauce and this rub is this rub has a sweet, savory taste to it. And then this vinegar kind of cuts through all that. It's kind of hard to explain. It's a tandem effect it has. So, all right, guys, my final conclusion of this is that these things turned out awesome. Don't forget, please like and subscribe to this channel. I'd like to hear your comments, so go ahead and fire away on those. And don't forget to follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Until next time, we'll see you at the smoker.